Another reaction video. We about to check out this divorce court case. You know what I mean? I'm here with a lovely Mel. Let's get into it. Hope y'all enjoy yourself. Like, comment, subscribe. I mean, get engaged.
Miss Smith says her man swears that things are over between him and his ex. So why is she listed in his phone as mom? Today on Divorce Court. All rise. The Honorable Judge Starr presiding.
Hello, everyone. You may be seated.
Your Honor, the case of Smith v. Brookings.
Thank you very much, Ms. Smith and Mr. Brookings. It's nice to have you here in Divorce Court, and welcome everyone to Divorce Court. This is a case where the stakes are pretty high because these two people, although they're not married, there are a number of minor children that are involved in the drama that has become their relationship. I'm going to talk with Ms. Smith at the beginning. You've been together with the defendant for 7.5 years. You share 2 daughters, but you're bringing him to divorce court. Why?
I'm at my wit's end with him. If I find out that he's cheating, I am leaving today.
So you came in just to get answers.
Yes.
And some clarity.
Exactly.
Mr. Brookings, you heard.
We taking a bet whether he's cheating or not? Because apparently they took a lie detector test. I mean, he looks like a cheater to me. But it's a 50-50 chance. What you say?
I mean, he looked like a cheater to me, so I was going with that he a cheater just because from the looks of it.
All right, so 50-50. Yeah, I mean,
it was from the smirk from the start.
Smirk from the start?
Yeah, like he just looked like.
So you have no faith in him at all?
Nah.
Nah.
You can tell with some of them.
Ms. Smith says, what do you say, sir?
Yeah, and I came here today to prove to her that I love her and I want to be with her and I want to get married to her.
You lied.
And so you said there's no reason not to trust
you.
You.
To me.
Right. Well, I'm about to find
why
out.
Like
Smith, why don't you take me back? Take me back to how you all
like
met and then what led us to
fucking,
get to we're in divorce
you
court.
should get a dentist.
Well, we met in middle school. We were sweethearts.
Shamar.
I moved back to New York for a little while. Came back and I stayed with my aunt. I noticed that he stayed in the exact same building that she resided in. And it's like we rekindled our old flame. And everything was fine, you know. He told me about his kids. I was fine with it, you know.
Mr. Brookings, how many children do you have?
6.
Wait, no, that's 6. That's 6 kids.
Where the pack at?
Outside of the 2 that you all have.
Yes.
It's 8 children.
Yes.
Good Lord, that's a whole lot of kids.
That commando.
But you were okay.
Yeah.
But why don't you tell me why you think there is reason to believe that things have changed in your life because you think that the relationship has become almost boring and routine. Am I right?
Yes, it has. I finally got the girls out the house for the weekend, and, you know, normally we don't do anything on an everyday basis. So, you know, I knew he was coming home. He didn't know the girls was gone yet. So, you know, I had got, you know, a nice little lingerie outfit. I cooked for him.
Time out. What is cheating to you? A man talking to another girl? A man thinking about another girl? Like, what's the levels of cheating to you?
I think unforgivable cheating is like when you physically get with someone and you do that shit with someone.
Okay, that makes sense. Unforgivable. Yeah, that makes sense. Unforgivable.
But forgivable shit, yeah, you're still gonna be mad about it. But I think like texting other people, entertaining other shit, like that's a whole different.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's a whole different like type of. It depends on what you entertain and what you text.
Because as a man, if it's physical, I'm not about to forgive you.
Yeah, it hurts. It's a different type of.
You're right.
Different type of.
Shout out to her.
He normally cooks. So I cooked for him, and I thought it was going to be like a spontaneous, you know, good night. So when he got home, he looked deadbeat tired. I didn't know why, but he said he was going to take a shower, and I was already dressed for him. He knew I was in there cooking. So he was like, well, you know, I'm going to take a shower, and I'll be in the room waiting on you. So, okay. So by the time I was finished cooking and I brought the food to the back, to the room, he was passed out. Like, literally slumped.
Yeah, no, she's, before that, she was calling me about social media and stuff like that, about my kid's mom, and she come to me about it. And so
On that same day?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So when I got home, she had everything set up nice and everything, but I was already upset about what she called me about. So
in other words, y'all have been going all day long.
Yes.
And by the time you got home, 1, you was tired of her. 2, you was tired.
Yes, ma'am.
And the last thing you didn't feel like was eating with you or doing anything else with you.
Right.
Why I can interpret that now?
Comes
What
off,
happened? You left
no
out the part that y'all had some
to the gay
disagreements during the day.
True, earlier.
That's a big deal. A lot of people don't want to get intimate if y'all have been going at each other all day.
Shout out to all the bi.
At the same time,
gays.
we're always arguing about the same thing, which is that, and I was just trying to
you
drop
said
it
all right. I was
and move
gonna let
on
you slide.
because I'm all for moving on and starting over and doing better.
So that might have been a conversation that needed to be
all
had
my friends are gay
before he got
added-
home.
no, they
Like, in
added some
other
more
words,
letters.
I tell you what.
They did.
All right,
Let's
then.
just drop this.
Queer.
Let's start afresh. When you get home, I got something for you.
Take
That
it up
would have
with
been a
them, not
different
me.
attitude, am I right?
Right.
Okay. I think that's something that you all need to learn how to communicate. That might help you take the boringness out of it. This can't be the reason. I know, Mr. Brookins, you say there's some issues you have yourself with the plaintiff, with Ms. Smith. Am I correct?
Yes.
What are those issues?
Money-wise, finance. She spent all the money on Amazon packages, teeth whitening. I give her basically my paycheck for her to spend it on bills and things like that, but she turned around and spent the paycheck on lashes, wigs, and all those different kind of things.
There's not a thing wrong with lashes and wigs.
I know, but it's just like, you got enough wigs.
A girl never has enough wigs, just so you know. But I'm being silly, but I want to be honest with you. Yeah, but it's very expensive. It's an expensive habit. It can take away from the family finances. Do you have problems, Miss Smith?
I never bought a girl a wig in my life.
I have a spending problem. I do.
never plan on buying a bitch a wig.
The bills will get paid. Nothing never got cut off or anything. It may be late,
Your
but
natural hair
it's
don't look
never
good on
getting
you.
cut off. But my spending habit is outrageous. I can admit that. Especially if all the money's on the card.
So you do realize that that's never going to be a way for you to build anything in your family.
Right.
If you are overspending. And so then is Mr. Brookins supposed to be the one to bear that burden, Miss Smith?
I try not to let it be for him, but I tell him just to hold on to it because I know I have a problem. So I tell him to hold his paycheck and do what he feels is necessary. But I'm also working on that myself because I can't hold a savings account for nothing.
Okay, so Mr. Brookins, here you go. You now you now in charge of the family finances, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And Miss Smith should not be having a credit card and access to the Amazon account. Y'all need to close down Prime up in your house. For real. That doesn't even make sense, for real.
Right.
We was gonna go fishing. He was like, I got, some things to handle. Already automatically, I knew it had to be with Diamond. And I wanted to do that with him that day with our daughter, but he had other plans.
What happened, Mr. Brookins?
Every time we do something, it's always got to bring up Diamond in the conversation.
Diamond is always around.
Oh, who's Diamond? I'm lost. My bad.
Yeah, it said coming up. It gave us a preview.
I forgot who Diamond is.
So,
Is Diamond somebody who should be
That's
there?
gonna
He's
be a
definitely a
problem.
cheater.
I understand at one point you spent $4,000 in 2 weeks. Am I right?
Yeah, that's right, but at least I'm not cheating.
Oh, no, bitch, I'm cheating on you. You spent $4,000. Fuck that. No,
So is that supposed to be the tit
I'm
for
sorry.
tat that you spend the money?
No, it's not a tit for tat. It's not at all, but I know I spend money, but nobody's feelings should be hurt as much as mine.
So why don't you explain to me why your feelings are so hurt? Because I understand there is a suspicion of cheating, and a lot of it has to do with this ex.
Yeah, it does.
That is a trauma
it kind
response.
of slowed down right about now, but every
That's what they
year
say.
it's always something.
that you know.
At least once or twice a year, it's always something. Either him sneaking to talk to her behind my back, leaving off with her.
So I understand there was a specific incident, what you called Family Day.
Right.
Talk to me about that.
Family Day, yes. I woke up, I planned the night before. We was gonna go fishing. At that time, it was just me, one of my daughters, and him. And, I woke up the next morning. He was up before me. He was dressed before me, everything before me, which was weird. And, you know, I was asking him what was going on. So he was like, you know, he's getting ready to go. So I'm like, go where? You know, he was like, I got, you know, some things to handle. Already, automatically, I knew it had to be with Diamond. I told him, you know, today, considering we don't spend time, and I wanted to do that with him that day with our daughter, but he had other plans.
What happened, Mr. Brookings?
Yeah, I turned down that because every time we go out or do something, it's always got to bring up Diamond in the conversation. So
Diamond is always around.
And I try to hide, and then I started trying to, hide me talking to her so it won't bother her.
It's gonna bother her.
Yes.
This is
And what I
Diamond's
found out
ex?
is, instead of hiding from her, I just basically tell her because she's gonna smash out. But
I said, from day one, I knew what it was, you know, what he came with, a package, you know? And I knew that. But the thing about it is, you know, the sneaking off, blocking my calls when you're with her, leaving from morning to night, you know, any woman will feel any type of way.
I completely
knowing
agree
that your
with that.
man left with their ex that they not too long broke up with.
His phone might have
and now
died or
you're getting
something,
blocked
you know what I mean?
or ignored
What is
because
that
His
you
hand
felt
hurt.
that way.
I mean,
she know when I leave
Black
out
men
from my
don't
ex,
cheat.
it's going to see my children. But when I'm leaving, she's always have something to say, like I'm leaving out to cheat or something like that.
Mr. Brookings, why do you have to spend time with the children's mother? Why are you not just spending time with the children?
That's what I be doing, spending time with my children, but she act like I'm spending time with the mother instead of the children.
She's picking you up. Then I get blocked, so I don't know if he with the children for sure.
Do you all have your own car?
We share now.
Is there a reason why you and your significant other don't go pick up your children?
Well, at that time, with the back and forth with her coming to the house, picking him up, we was not mobile. Now that we're mobile, we are able to pick up his children, but everything is a hide and a sneak when it comes down to his other family. So I get very uncomfortable. One time I was using his phone to look for something, then a text comes, and the text has his mother's name on it. His mother's in my house, in the living room.
He saved Diamond's name under Mom.
Right.
Yes, ma'am, it's a reason.
Other than being sneaky?
we got it as reason. He definitely still hitting Diamond.
Okay, you all are gonna have to figure
trying.
this out
One of
because
the
this
two.
is something that families
But she's
face
picking
all the
him up,
time when
more
their
likely
children
still
from
hitting him.
outside of the present relationship.
Ain't no
Mr.
baby
Brookings, what
mom
do you
doing all
want
that.
to happen in this situation?
To prove to her that I'm not cheating on her, that I love her and I want to marry her, and she got to get along with my other kid's mama and know that I'm not cheating on her when I do go out to see my
So then that's why the polygraph examination is a big deal. But I just saw you
I don't
turn
know.
your head like, really?
I
Because I
seen
understand there
his
was a
face and he looked
specific
genuine.
situation that happened in the gas
He
station.
really
Am
looked
I
genuine.
right?
So that's why I gave him a
at the
50-50
gas station,
chance
we
from the
was
start.
supposed to go out. He told me he was going to go
Everything
to
ain't
the
what it
store.
seems.
He was going for
We
a
gotta
whole
learn that as
hour.
adults.
Where we lived at the
And
time,
sometimes
the
our minds be
apartment
playing tricks on
was
us.
right behind the
And they be
gas
telling us
station,
more than
so
what
it
it
was
really
a quick
is.
walking
But
5 minutes.
let's be real.
An
Sometimes,
hour
most
went
of the times,
by.
we be
So
wrong.
I took it upon myself to hop in the car and, you know, pull up to the gas station and see what's going on. I didn't see him, but I seen Diamond, and she does not live nowhere near where we stayed at the time. So I couldn't understand how you're going to the gas station and then all of a sudden you see your kid's mother popped up and she lives nowhere near.
So you think it was a meeting?
It had to be.
I'll turn to you, Mr. Brookings.
Yeah,
Was it a meeting?
Yana, I walked to the gas station not knowing that she's going to be there. I didn't know that she was going to be
They
there.
don't have gas stations in her neighborhood?
Unless he got a baby mom who's stalking him.
I'm just asking.
Yes, it does, but it was like a coincidence. I was wondering myself, I was shocked and surprised to bump into her. So by me bumping into her, then we started talking, having a conversation. So I hear the car coming out the apartment. So I hear our car coming out the apartment.
You make yourself scarce because you don't want to be in this vicinity.
Yeah, so I go into the store, right? So they bump into each other. So she don't see me because I'm in the store, right? So they get to
That's
argue.
why, now I get it. Miss Smith, that's why she says you sneaky. Because
Yes.
it looks like you set up a meeting with your ex outside of the house so she wouldn't know about it. And then when she's there to confront you, you leave her in a situation to only have to confront Diamond.
Right.
Exactly.
That's why she thinks you're cheating.
Yes.
That's why she doesn't trust you.
Yes.
Because you sneaky.
Yes.
Another sneaky thing is, one time I was sitting outside with the children and stuff, and I was using his phone to look for something for him. Then a text come, and the text has his mother's name on it. His mother's in my house in the living room. So I click on it, and it says, "Oh, roll by the house. I see everybody's outside." I scroll, and after a little while, I noticed that he's texting her. But her name is his mother's name in his phone instead.
So, in other words, he saved Diamond's name under mom.
Right.
Is that correct, Mr. Brooks?
Yes, ma'am. It's a reason.
Other than being sneaky?
Yeah, no, because every time I talk to her or get involved with her, she's always saying that I'm cheating. So
because you come across as sneaky.
Yes.
Period. You come across as sneaky. You come across as shady. You do lie. There's a reason for her to be suspicious. She's not being paranoid. A lot of time, your partner comes in to divorce court, and I think, well, maybe you're being insecure. Maybe you're being paranoid. She's not being either one of those things.
Crazy.
You are sneaky. You are shady, and you do lie. That's it.
If you do that, she quit.
That's it.
Say that shit. Whenever you plan on leaving me, don't bluff.
Cheating with this woman, absent.
She's confronted him 70 fucking times.
No, I'm saying save that money. Don't be spending $4,000 a week. And then when you ready to leave me and shit, you still asking for a half and child. Nah, bitch. $4,000 a week, motherfucker.
So let's get to the evidence. Will you please ask
our
polygraph expert to join us?
A whole new man and everything.
Because as I understand it, both you all wanted the polygraph examination for different reasons. Ms. Smith thinks you're cheating. Mr. Brookins, you wanted to prove that you may be sneaky or shady and trying to hide your interactions, but it's not because you've been unfaithful. Am I correct?
Yes.
So we put some specific questions to you through our polygraph examiner. Mr. Yarbrough, please introduce yourself for the record.
Certainly. My name is John Yarbrough. I'm a certified polygraph examiner. I'm a member of the American Polygraph Association, and I've done hundreds of polygraphs for numerous law enforcement and other public safety agencies across the state, as well as professional.
You can tell by his eyes, he do a lot of coke
Mr.
or a lot of
Yarbrough,
alcohol. One of those two.
We asked you to put two questions to the defendant, Mr. Brookins. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And, sir, we asked Mr. Brookins, question one. Since starting your relationship with Ms. Smith, have you had sexual contact with any of your other children's mothers?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Very clear. What was Mr. Brookins' answer?
Mr. Brookins answered no.
And what did the test results indicate?
The polygraph examination results indicated there was no deception noted to that question.
No deception noted to that question.
See? 50-50.
You told the truth.
Yeah.
Question number two, Mr. Yarbrough, we asked
Mr. Be assuming. That's what I'm trying to say. You got to give a man a chance.
Ms. Smith,
Black men don't cheat.
have you had sexual contact with anyone other than her?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Another specific question. What was Mr. Brookins' answer?
Mr. Brookins answered no.
And what did the test results indicate?
The polygraph examination results indicated there was deception indicated to that question.
Bro.
What's the question?
So there's been some sexual contact at some time.
He was halfway there, though.
Breathe out. With her, Mr. Yarbrough.
He was halfway
thank you
there.
so very much.
You're welcome,
We appreciate it. Breathe in, breathe out.
Yeah.
And
That was Mojo with another reaction video. You know what I mean? Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you feel about the video. And let me see you next time.